Most people think expensive SUVs are better. More money must mean better engineering, right? Wrong. In reality, some of the most expensive SUVs on the road are loaded with fragile tech, slow down here, overcomplicated engines, and long-term reliability nightmares, while a handful of underrated, ignored SUVs quietly outperform them in durability, ownership cost, and real-world longevity. These are the SUVs that don't show off in commercials, they don't dominate YouTube reviews, and dealerships don't push them hard because they don't break often enough to be profitable. Now, build authority and momentum again. Today, we're exposing 5 underrated SUVs that consistently beat expensive luxury SUVs where it actually matters: reliability, maintenance cost, longevity, and value over time. Finished directly and personally, slower and decisive. If you care about keeping your money and not your mechanic rich, watch this entire video. The Toyota Highlander doesn't look exciting, and that's exactly why it wins. No drama, no gimmicks. While luxury SUVs chase turbochargers, adaptive air suspensions, rotary shifters, and tablet-sized touchscreens, older Highlanders stayed disciplined. Naturally aspirated V6 engines, conservative factory tuning, proven transmissions. No experimental tech rushed to market. And over time, those boring decisions aged like gold. This SUV was engineered for families who keep cars long after the payments stop, people who want predictability, not surprises. That restraint is why Highlanders routinely survive abuse, missed services, harsh climates, and heavy daily use, while flashier competitors quietly collapse under their own complexity. Under the hood is where the Highlander truly separates itself. Engines like the legendary 2GR FE V6 are massively understressed, timing chain driven, and built with tolerances designed for longevity, not peak output. These motors don't rely on forced induction, don't cook oil through tiny turbo bearings, and don't punish owners with cascading failures once mileage climbs. Cross 300,000 miles? That's not rare, it's expected with basic maintenance. Ownership costs expose the truth even further. After 5 to 7 years, luxury midsize SUVs often rack up repair bills 2 to 3 times higher due to suspension failures, electronic gremlins, and drivetrain complexity. The Highlander avoids that trap entirely. Parts are affordable, mechanics know it inside out, failure points are minimal. Inside, the story continues. Seats resist cracking, buttons keep working, and transmissions don't self-destruct at 120,000 miles. It's not flashy, but it quietly outlasts SUVs that cost twice as much, proving that reliability isn't about prestige, it's about restraint. Here's the truth. Most luxury SUV buyers never realize the Lexus GX isn't soft, it just wears a suit. Underneath the leather, wood trim, and quiet cabin is genuine Land Cruiser DNA. This SUV rides on a body-on-frame chassis, the same old-school architecture used in vehicles designed to survive war zones, deserts, and decades of abuse. While most luxury brands chased lighter unibody platforms and fragile air suspensions, Lexus stayed stubbornly traditional, and that choice pays off in long-term durability. Power comes from a naturally aspirated V8, an engine tuned for stress-free operation, not marketing numbers. No turbos, no high boost, no rushed innovation. These motors routinely cross 300,000, 400,000 miles with basic maintenance, while many European luxury SUVs are already facing transmission, turbo, or timing system failures before 150,000. And this isn't just a mall cruiser. Low-range gearing, full-time four-wheel drive, a drivetrain built to crawl, tow, and endure. Here's the irony. On the used market, the GX often costs less than newer luxury SUVs that are objectively weaker, more complex, and more expensive to keep alive. That's why mechanics respect it,
and why owners quietly switched to one after their third massive repair bill.
The Honda Pilot is living proof that smart simplicity beats expensive complexity every single time. Older generations were engineered with one clear goal: last forever. Honda relied on naturally aspirated V6 engines that prioritize smooth power delivery, thermal stability, and low internal stress. No turbochargers forcing extra heat into the system, no fragile, high-pressure fuel setups, no experimental tech rushed out to win spec sheet wars. These engines were undertuned on purpose, which is exactly why they rack up 250,000, 300,000, even 400,000 miles when maintained properly. Pair that drivetrain with conservative transmission tuning and proven cooling systems, and you get something modern SUVs struggle to deliver: predictability. It starts every morning. It runs the same in year 10 as it did in year 2. And mechanics know exactly how to fix it when something finally wears out. That predictability is where the Pilot quietly humiliates far more expensive SUVs. Luxury models often fail in dramatic, wallet-destroying ways. Air suspension collapses, infotainment screens die, sensors throw endless warning lights. The Pilot avoids that trap. Its suspension is conventional. Its electronics are simple. Repairs are usually mechanical, not digital nightmares, which keeps labor time and parts costs low. Inside, Honda made another smart choice: durable materials over flashy ones. Hard-wearing plastics, robust buttons, and straightforward layouts that survive kids, road trips, heat, and neglect. Fuel economy stays reasonable for a 3-row SUV, maintenance intervals are forgiving, insurance premiums stay low, and resale value remains strong because buyers trust the platform. It won't turn heads, but financially, mechanically, and long-term, it outperforms many SUVs that cost tens of thousands more. The Toyota 4Runner isn't just old school. It's a full-on rebellion against everything modern SUVs chase. While rivals downsized engines, added fragile turbos, and buried simple functions under touchscreens, Toyota doubled down on fundamentals: a naturally aspirated V6 that isn't stressed, a true body-on-frame chassis borrowed from truck engineering, and a conservative automatic transmission designed for longevity, not headline performance numbers. Critics love to call it outdated, but that's only because they're judging it by trends instead of outcomes. Owners judge it by what actually matters: whether it starts every morning, whether it survives neglect, and whether it keeps going when conditions get ugly. The 4Runner is built for real-world abuse: poor maintenance schedules, extreme heat and cold, towing, off-road punishment, and years of daily driving. That's why it's normal, not rare, to see examples pushing 300,000, 400,000, even 500,000 miles on original engines and transmissions, still doing their job without drama. And here's where the truth gets uncomfortable for luxury SUVs. Smooth rides fade, air suspensions sag and fail, turbochargers wear out, electronics age badly. Repair bills stack up quietly until owners give up. The 4Runner sidesteps all of that by refusing to play the luxury tech game in the first place. No complicated drivetrains, no experimental tech, no fragile components that turn ownership into a gamble. Its resale value exposes the entire story. A decade-old 4Runner with high mileage often sells for more than a newer luxury SUV with half the miles, and buyers are happy to pay it. That's not hype, that's trust earned over decades. It's not fuel efficient, it's not trendy, but it's engineered for something far more valuable, surviving decades of use, not just a lease term. In a world of disposable SUVs, the 4Runner is built to outlast the conversation around it. Mazda almost never gets the spotlight, and the CX-9 is the perfect example of why that's a huge mistake. While other brands chased luxury badges and flashy specs, Mazda went the opposite direction and focused on balance, restraint, and real-world durability. Yes, the CX-9 uses a turbocharged engine, but here's the part most people miss. It's conservatively tuned. No aggressive boost spikes, no stressed internals, strong low-end torque, proper cooling, and a drivetrain designed to last instead of impress on paper. Pair that with a proven automatic transmission and you get smooth power delivery that doesn't punish owners years down the road. Step inside, and this is where things get uncomfortable for luxury brands. The materials are rich, the design is clean and intentional, and the build quality feels tight without relying on gimmicky screens, motorized everything, or fragile tech that loves to fail after warranty. On the road, the CX-9 feels lighter and more confident than most three-row SUVs, with steering and handling that actually make driving enjoyable instead of numb and floaty. But the real exposure moment? Ownership costs. While luxury SUVs quietly ambush owners with $3,000 to $6,000 repair bills once the warranty clock runs out, the CX-9 keeps things simple. Cheaper parts, fewer system failures, and far fewer horror stories. For buyers who want a premium experience without premium regret, this SUV doesn't shout, it just wins.
Here's the truth most buyers never hear. Expensive doesn't mean better. It usually just means more things waiting to fail. The SUVs we covered today didn't win by being flashy or trendy. They won by making boring, intelligent engineering choices, and those choices quietly compound over years of ownership. If you want status, buy expensive. But if you want real value, long-term reliability, and peace of mind, you buy underrated. And if this video just saved you from a future repair bill, you already know what to do. Hit like so more people stop overpaying. Subscribe for honest car breakdowns without the marketing hype. Share this video to help a friend avoid costly mistakes, and drop a comment telling me which SUV surprised you the most. I'll see you in the next one.